This is Tim Bryce with my column titled, Who is Really Dividing the Country? Whenever you ask a member of the left why they hate President Trump, the Pavlovian response is normally, because he is dividing the country, that he is polarizing, even labeling him the divider-in-chief, thereby painting him as a racist, a threat to the nation and to the Constitution. This notion has been repeated so many times, it is now nothing more than a knee-jerk reaction. If you challenge these people to explain their rationale, the most likely response is, he acts unpresidential. The news media gladly endorses this premise and promotes its usage, but the question remains, is he really dividing the country? I simply do not see it. I will not deny the president appeals more to the right than the left, but it takes two to tango. And it could be argued the division of the country widened more under President Obama, who appealed more to the left and alienated conservatives. So much so he refused to work with the Republican-led Congress at the time. We could track it back further to President Nixon's Watergate investigation, or President Clinton's impeachment, or the fundamental differences of President Carter versus President Reagan, or the up and down differences between the Clinton, Bush, Obama administrations. No, the division in this country started well before President Trump, yet he is being blamed exclusively for it. The left and the news media encourage this notion of presidential divider. Just about every Democrat and media pundit have labeled him a racist, xenophobe, homophobe, anti-feminist, fascist, Nazi, etc., in the hopes these labels will somehow stick in the minds of voters. To a certain extent, they have, but mostly to the left, and not the right, who simply does not buy it. Actually, use of these labels heightens anger issues on the left, and the chasm between left and right grows larger. President Trump is hardly any of these labels. For example, years ago, his favor was frequently courted by black politicians who wanted donations for their political campaigns, which he gave, and his philanthropy for black-related charities and projects. And again, he gladly helped out. From this, he was awarded commendations from black organizations such as the Muhammad Ali Entrepreneur Award in 2007. However, since declaring his candidacy for president in 2015, the racist label somehow surfaced. The president has kidded he would still be popular with Democrat blacks today had he not decided to run for office. If President Trump is guilty of anything, it is for running as an outsider against the Washington establishment, or as he refers to it as the swamp. This includes politicians, bureaucrats, lobbyists, the press, et al., who have been grazing peacefully on the taxpayer for many years. Because he challenges the corporate culture of the nation's capital, it is no small wonder he faces stiff resistance from everyone. But President Trump is undeterred and continues to push forward to straighten out Washington. The news media particularly dislikes this president as he resists their control. He is frequently misquoted and maligned by the press. So much so, he found it necessary to do an end run around the media to get his message to the masses, using social media such as Twitter. This exacerbated the relationship between the media and the president, but Mr. Trump had no alternative. While some people are offended by the tone of the president's tweets, his supporters find it refreshing as they applaud him for standing up to the tyrannical press. Then we have the matter of far-left groups who are much more divisive than the president. Groups like Black Lives Matter can easily be accused of being racist as they do not embrace all races and chafe at the mention of all lives matter. Other organizations such as Antifa are dedicated to the overthrow of the United States and have adopted destructive tactics. Unlike these organizations, the president does not advocate burning, looting, and attacking people, yet he is the one accused of dividing the nation. Interestingly, I find these young zealots possess no sense of American history or civics, not to mention world history. They are uneducated and unsophisticated in such topics. Consequently, their naivety makes it easy to manipulate them and use their energy for destructive purposes, such as the removal or defacing of historical markers. Because of their limited education, they are also quick to malign capitalism and embrace socialism. Nothing seems to set the left off better than a Make America Great Again hat. People who wear MAGA hats in support of their president are automatically accused of being racist by the left. What we are witnessing is their attempt to control the dialogue and dictate morality through political correctness. They are so boisterous about this, you are dismissed out of hand and not allowed to refute their argument. Clearly, these are tactics of harassment and a genuine threat to freedom of speech. From the left's perspective, their sense of morality is the only thing that matters, and everyone else's interpretation is evil and should be snuffed out. This, too, divides the country further. Again, if the president is guilty of anything, it is that of being an outsider determined to bring pragmatic solutions to Washington, D.C., and the people there do not like it. As such, they zealously undermine him every step of the way. If this includes misleading the public, so be it. Make no mistake, we are embroiled in a cultural revolution, and when one person pushes, the whole organization pushes back. No, President Trump is not a divider-in-chief. That is a complete misnomer. He is the one person standing up for the American taxpayer and wants to return some sanity to our government after several years of erosion. The Washington establishment wants to see him gone and will go to any lengths to take him down. They have tried to assassinate his character through the Russia investigation, which led to a pseudo-impeachment trial, accuse him of incompetence during the coronavirus panic, and now assail his leadership during this time of racial tension and police conduct. However, we are now less than 5 months away from our presidential elections. If you think it has been a nasty fight thus far, you haven't seen anything yet, as new charges and allegations will be leveled against the president from the left. It will get worse before it gets better. But the president will stand his ground and fight back with the help of his supporters. It's going to be a long, hot summer, and the demonstrators will not go away anytime soon as they hold the spotlight of the press. No, it is not President Trump who is trying to divide the country. It is the left who is hell-bent on his destruction and the USA as we have known it. One last note. The concept of acting unpresidential keeps buzzing through my head. Do we elect people to act or to take charge, make the tough decisions, and get things done? I'll take results over facade anytime, but I guess this is simply too divisive. Friends, keep the faith. It's Tim Bryce in Palm Harbor, Florida. Follow me on the internet at timbryce.com.